I got 100. I got 100. Hey. I got 100 subscribers. I have this many now. I know a lot of people have subscribed since I put out my Omori video, which you could watch right now if you haven't. And I just want to say thank you very much. The comments that you've left on those videos have been wonderful. It's really nice to see a lot of people relate to the things that I said in that video. And as part of a little celebration of hitting 100 subscribers, I did a little Ask Me Anything on my YouTube channel. A couple of people asked some questions, and I'm going to get to those now. Deerville asked a couple questions. He asked, what would you rate Omori out of 100, and what did you think that could be improved about the game? I think I would rate Omori a 96 and 97 out of 100. There isn't much I disliked about it. I thought that the beginning of the game was really difficult, and I'm not really sure if that was me just not grasping how the emotion system in the game worked fully yet, or if it really just was that hard. And the other thing I didn't like was how if you died, you would have to experience a lot of story beats over again. And in a game like Omori, when you have to go through those kind of beats multiple times, which in my case I had to because I died quite a few times in that game, which apparently wasn't common for a lot of people. I found myself just being like going as fast as I can on the A button to try to blast through the cutscenes. But apart from that, I don't really have much bad to say about Omori. I thought the game was unbelievably good. Obviously, if you watched my video, then you know that it left quite an impact on me. Anyway, Deerville also asked, have I played Hollow Knight? And if I haven't, will I stream it? I have played Hollow Knight. I have not beat Hollow Knight. I do love me a good Metroidvania. Maybe one day I will stream Hollow Knight. I enjoyed what I played of it. It's very good. They also asked, where did I get my name from? I got my name from a music review site called SputnikMusic.com. I used to go to a lot in high school. 34 I picked at random, and 34 has since become my favorite number, so I just stick with Sputnik 34 for a lot of my usernames. Thoughts on making a Discord server? I have one. I will put the link in the description if anybody wants to join. You're more than welcome to, but you know, we like the vibe. If you don't like the vibe, don't join. Will you also do playthroughs that aren't live just record? I think he misspelled this. Will you also do playthroughs that aren't just live recorded, or will you max out on streaming? I've experimented with this premise a little bit. They were called Focal Points, which was a little sub-series I did very, very briefly. I'm thinking about bringing those back at some point, but they're, like super edits of games where I try to be funny, which is not something I'm normally good at. But I might bring those back. I mean, they were fun to make. They were fun to edit. I could see myself bringing those back. They're a lot easier and less time consuming than my video essays, which I'm trying to do around like once a month, hopefully, with my new job and everything. Ooh. Wild Potato Industries also asked, by the way, I forgot to add you into my shoutouts on my 100 special video, and I'm sorry, I just completely missed the memo, so my apologies, but you should have been in that shoutout, and I apologize. What would you say your biggest hot take, unpopular opinion is surrounding horror games? My immediate gut reaction is that Fatal Frame isn't scary. I guess I could get more specific and just say that I don't think any any horror game that tries to involve, like, just ghosts are that scary. Is there a game, book, movie, or show that I've been meaning to watch, read, / play for some time now, but just haven't? I've been meaning to read... the Game of Thrones series. I read the first 2.5 and then stopped for whatever reason. I haven't seen the show. I wanted to be that contrarian asshole that was just kind of like, oh, you watched the show? I've read the books. And I didn't. So, do you have any inspirations for starting this channel or making the content you do, and who and what were they? I think my biggest one is my buddy Purposeless Rabbit Holes. I found him on YouTube when he had, I'll see if I can find the comment, I think 126 subscribers on YouTube, and I watched that man blossom into like 173,000 now, and seeing someone go from that small of a subscriber count into that big of a subscriber count kind of stuck the idea in my head that maybe I could have fun doing this and maybe I could give it a shot. I love you, dude. Wild Potato also asks, strangest / creepiest things you found while scrolling through TV. This is gonna be weird. When I was young, I want to say I was probably 10, 11. On weekends, me and my brother would sleep downstairs in little sleeping bags. Little sleeping bags, you know, like these little things. And we would sleep with like Cartoon Network on and maybe like Nickelodeon or something. For some reason, there was this commercial that would play where it was like a domestic abuse commercial with, it was like a sleeping baby and like a couple arguing. Like, you couldn't see the couple, but it was just like a close-up on the baby. And it was like very, very incredibly violent, audibly violent. And it scared the shit out of me and my brother. We would wake up to this every once in a while and just be like petrified. I don't know why that aired on those channels. It doesn't make any sense. Wild Potato also asks, what's one piece of media that you thought you'd love but ended up feeling rather meh on, or actively disliked? I'm going to get to that. And what's a piece of media that you thought you'd hate but ended up liking or loving? I really thought that I would like Haunting of Hill House. Not because I didn't think it was going to be... Well, okay, I did think it was going to be scary because everyone kept saying, holy shit, this show is terrifying. And I watch it, and it's one of the worst things I've ever seen. The Haunting of Hill House... The Haunting of Hill House is absolute utter dog shit. That was pretty disappointing. I didn't even finish it. And before anybody says, oh, you didn't give it a chance, I watched, I think, 7 episodes? I got to the funeral scene, the funeral episode that everyone says is the best one, and I fucking rage clicked out of it. It was terrible. Fuck that show. And a piece of media that I thought I would hate but ended up liking is pretty difficult. I can't think... Oh, you know what? Dark Souls 2. I went into Dark Souls 2 expecting to, like, not enjoy it because of the stigma around it. And it's my favorite one. What are you gonna do? Wild Potato has one more question. A lot of internet user created horror content usually ranges from okay to downright laughably bad, but occasionally there's some really good stuff out there. Is there any amateur internet created pieces of horror media that you find noteworthy, and what are they? They're mainly referring to non-game related stuff. There's an SCP. Okay. So I have a buddy of mine on YouTube called Halleck, and they did a video on a specific SCP 2316 that I found incredibly engaging. And the story is more or less like, it's an SCP that is like a lake that if you stumble across it, you'll find people that are drowning in the lake that you know that throughout your life that are calling out to you to save them. And apparently it's all bad news if you even get within like a 50-foot radius of this lake. But the story is presented in a way that is like there's like cryptic hidden images and like messages in the classified file itself. And the concept alone is really good, but the way that story is presented and executed, I think, pushes it over the top. And that's something I think in relation to your question that I would put that up there for sure. As far as amateur horror-related media as something that stands out. My buddy Coltarius asks, who are my favorite people to watch on YouTube? Red Letter Media is the best channel on YouTube. Don't at me. It's the best channel. I really like to watch Germa985, even though he's mostly on Twitch nowadays. I'm also a big fan of Shut Up and Sit Down. They're a board game review website that also does YouTube videos. They do comical kind of sketch sort of stuff when it comes to board game reviews. I don't know if anybody knows this about me, but I fucking love board games, and their channel is great. And Stop Skeletons from Fighting are all kind of like quick go-tos as far as people that I watch, that I will go out of my way to watch whenever they upload a video. Hope asks, what is my favorite food? That is impossible, but if I had to pick something, it would probably be stir fry. Chinese stir fry with fucking noodles and broccoli and carrots. Oof. Love that shit. Favorite book series if I read books? I think I've been over this. I haven't read a book in a very long time. As far as book series, though, I haven't finished the Hitchhiker's Guide series, but I read the first two and I loved them. I have the book. I have the compendium book here. It's right here. The Ultimate Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy Compendium. 5 novels in 1 volume. I haven't laughed at a book like out loud in public ever. This did it. This fucking book is amazing. And I should pick this back up again. I wouldn't even mind starting this over again. The first 2 books are fucking hysterical, and I've heard that they only get funnier. Favorite candy? Yes, I know how you feel about sugar, but I still want to know. If anybody doesn't know, I work at a sugar refinery. Recently, I've seen some shit. Cut back on the sugar. My favorite candy is probably either a Reese's Fast Break or 100 Grand. Ooh, I love them. Night or day? I'm a night guy. I do like the day, but when you're home alone and night kind of like settles down and you're just gaming or you're editing or you're just listening to music, making music, ooh, it's a magical time. Favorite animal? The American marsupial, the opossum. Or is it possum? I forget. Opossum. They're fucking cute. People give them a bad rep. They can't give you rabies. Give them a chance. They're adorable. They just are scared and tiny and little. Oh, I love them. Oh, they're so cute. Hope also asks, what is my favorite drink? Unsweetened black iced tea. That and maybe beer. Double R Gaming asks, what inspired me to start YouTube? Like I said previously, Purposeless Rabbit Holes was kind of like a Kickstarter, but I think I remember the first video I made was a personal kind of like video essay, I guess you would say, about my feelings on the Resident Evil remake on GameCube and what that meant to me growing up and everything. And that video I had planned that video out basically the way that it came out for about a year before I just kind of like sat down and did it. So I mean, like, you could say, like, you know, Purposeless Rabbit Holes helped me out, but just a lot of video essayists in general kind of kept implanting this notion of like putting your thoughts on something out for the world to see in a format that was interesting, and you could explain yourself in great detail, and you could hopefully reach a lot of people, and hopefully present a point that could maybe put something into a new perspective. And I thought that my perspective on the Resident Evil remake was one that hadn't really been done before, because whenever I see videos on Resident Evil remake, it's always like a review or, oh, here's why this game is great, but never what it means to somebody. And that was going to be a series that I was going to start. I was thinking maybe that like that could be my shtick, like what blank means to me. I mean, I think it still will be. But I don't know. I do know what would be next, which is Silent Hill 2. But I don't know what I would do after that. I guess I could do Super Metroid. Maybe a couple. I mean, I guess a couple of the games I would have to pick for that series would be bad by today's standards. Games that I thought were good. I have Bomberman 64: The Second Attack right there on N64, and I remember that game being incredible. But I don't think that game's good. And my homie, Basil the Flower Boy, asks, how is life treating you? It could be better. Could be better. Starting this new job, I kind of have to, like, grit my teeth a little bit, save up some money. And even though I would almost rather shoot myself in the face than keep doing what I'm doing, especially forever, I have to put myself in a mindset where it's only temporary, and hopefully I'll be able to work something out where I can do what I want to do for a living, and hopefully, or at the very least, do something I don't hate for a living. Hopefully it's only for a little bit. I have made some new friends online, which has been very nice. Again, I'll put the link in the description if anybody wants to join my little Discord. My YouTube channel has been a lot of fun. I've really discovered a love for video editing. I'm sure anybody watching this video has noticed that I'm not great at putting sentences together. And if you've seen any of my video essays, you might find that surprising because, you know, I'm, for the most part, coherent and able to structure words. And that's one of the things I like about video editing. I can, you know, sort of make myself sound smarter than I really am. But, and you know, like, it's sort of like a filtered version of myself. And I'm sort of uncomfortable with a lot of the things about myself. Like, looking in the camera right now, I'm like, ugh, that hunk of fat flesh is like me. I hate it. But, you know, in video editing, I can tune out my face. I can filter my voice. I can filter what I say. I can say exactly what I want to say. I can do all kinds of things. And it makes me feel a little bit more confident about myself. You know, it makes me feel a little bit better about me in general, I guess. A little bit. Because the voice and the person that is speaking to you on my videos is the person that's in here and not the person that you're looking at. So video editing has been really nice in that sense. But you know, hopefully I'll be able to keep hopefully I'll be able to keep making time to edit because it's fun. Hopefully I'll be able to keep making time to stream because it's fun. I enjoy doing it. I enjoy hanging out with the people that do show up. And hopefully I'll be able to get another 100 subscribers. So yeah. Thank you all for your questions. And thank anybody that didn't ask a question for subscribing. And for watching this video even. I'm sure 5 of you... I'm sure by the time this video gets posted a week from the... I'm sure... Who am I talking to? Goodbye.